In this video, we're going to talk about a setup based on the euro and the US dollar. As you can see on your screen, the euro and the US dollar is, we talked about before in previous videos, levels of support, being those levels of support at 619%. But the key element of this trade in the euro was that in this price level, we were supposed to look into a market cycle, but in this case the price did not quite reach that level, but instead after reaching levels of resistance, what it did was a pullback to look for levels of support. This basically strong candles that reach that level due to news or anything similar to it did not quite do its sequence and then look for the next levels of resistance, but instead it did a pullback. The key element of this trade is the patience because of the fact that first off, we have strong candles to the upside. Second, the price did not quite reach to the levels that we were looking for, the levels of resistance. And third, what it actually did was that the price did a pullback to look for our levels or decisions, our trading levels or decisions. So first off, the patience base is a skill that some traders lack of. But once you know what kind of levels you're trading, then you patiently wait until those levels to be reached first. So in this case, our levels to reach were levels of support at 619%. So between this time period, we were just waiting for the euro to look for that level. We patiently waiting to look for that level. So in this case, first off, we did not short the market to look for that level, because our setups in SMB Forex says that in order to trade due to this fad, then we should wait for this levels of support. So now that the price does reach that level of support after we waited, then we use, as also we mentioned in previous videos, the help of correlation. In this case, the correlation with S&P, especially when the S&P is open, is more or less about 80 to 90% correlated to each other. So in this case, the S&P itself was also as levels of support. So that makes you more confident in open the trade into the upside. In this case, since we have the setup in the euro and the US dollar with a defined target, which is the market cycle that first of the price did not reach to begin with. With the confidence of correlations, we open the long position to look for that price level. So now more or less the price has reached more than our original stop loss of 20 pips. Then look into for the price to reach the levels more or less over 1.34. So after the levels have been reached, the targets levels have been reached first. Remember that we were looking into the long positions with the finding the levels of support. Due to the fact that the resistance levels were breached already, then in this case, what the market also did was a boost and as a continuation pattern, looking for levels of support, and then reach levels, and then reach target levels. So the key element is knowing when the market is strong enough that it reaches levels of resistance, and then patiently waiting for the pullback to buy in the market. Patience to reach the levels in which we trade, our levels of decisions. Also, since we're going into the upside, we look for levels of support, levels of 6.1%. Then trailing stop should be right in between 6.1% and level number 1 of your Fibonacci retracement. And then finally, basically going into the target levels. This basically is a depth from the previous strong candles that did not quite get to the resistance level in which it was supposed to reach to begin with. So in other words, a tight stop loss more or less about 20 pips at the beginning of the trade, and then finally looking for targets over 1.34, which is more or less about 100 pips in this trade. So taking into consideration all those key points, especially also at the time on opening the trade with correlations, is basically what we do here in SMB Forex, that we wait for those levels in which have the major impact in the market, and not just wait for them, but at the same time have enough confidence that that same level is good enough according to your correlation pairs or correlation with the S&P directly, in buying and opening the trade to your trend in which you're identifying. So in this case, at right levels of support was also the S&P as well, and then which helped and boost the euro into the uptrend to finally go into the target in which we had it expected before, with the help of the strong candles that breached the levels of resistance. So if you have any other questions regarding our program, you can email me, as you can see on your screen, and I'll be glad to help you with any questions that you may have. Thank you for viewing this video, and I'll see you soon. SMB Forex.